Everyone, Christy here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries, if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, check a link in the description box. There you can learn your whole birth chart, and if you want additional messages for the week, you can look at your Moon and Rising signs on top of your Sun sign reading. This is for the week of July 4th to the 11th, and this is for Aries. I will be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the main spread, and then drawing additional message cards from the Healing of the Angels Oracle, and of course the Medicine Card Tarot. I will be using a 3-card spread. I'm thinking next week I'm going to switch it up a little, do a little bit more of an evolved spread, but I will keep it to 3 cards this week, and of course bottom of the deck for general energy. Now, I really did enjoy doing the reading with regard to asking a question. Sorry, that just got wonky in my hand. Instead of asking what are general messages, I asked what does your sign need to know, so I am going to stick with that. So Aries, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. And I ask that Gaia bless this reading for Aries. So what does Aries need to know this week? Looking for what does Aries need to know for the week of July 4th to July 11th. What does Aries need to know? And I prefer this question just because general messages could mean that they apply to you or not, but in a general sense, what do you need to know could be a little bit more exciting with regard to something you may not already be aware of or cognizant of. So it's not only a little bit more interesting to me, I'm hoping by asking what does Aries need to know that it's a whole lot more interesting for you. So what does Aries need to know? Aries need to know? All right, so the central position card, Aries, is the go the distance card. This suggests that whatever you are in the process of currently, in a general manner, so that is whatever is most prominent in your life, is something that you are being encouraged now to follow through with. And in terms of what do you need to know, perhaps if you've been asking yourself the question recently, should I follow through with this? Should I go through with this? Is this something that I should complete, etc.? If you've been having those types of conversations or questions around a specific portion of your life, the cards are stating that, yeah, whatever that question adheres to most prominently in your life, Aries, the answer this week is to just go for it. Now, with the bottom of the deck energy, we have the soulmates. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this card shows up rather regularly for my Aries viewers. So this is always beautiful. This just feels so cozy. There's just something whole and complete and content about the soulmates card, and no matter where it shows up in a reading, but certainly with regard to general energy for the week, this is just a glorious place to start from, no matter what you do. And particularly if you are to follow through, if you're going to go through with this, you're going to feel very content and supported and encouraged here. So I don't think this is going to feel like you're out of your depth or out of your realm here, Aries. So let's show you the central position card. Like I said, go the distance. Some of the main themes here are, of course, the leopard and then the flag, sort of the race flag. So if you're in a, if terms in general appeal to you, or if certain terms that I'm using or even colors or images in the cards appeal to you or speak to you in a specific way, I would take intuitively what you can from that, by the way. So if there is a race of some sort, even if it's with yourself, And if you feel like it's a wild game, or if you feel like you're going to outpace somebody, or you're at the final stretch, those types of terminologies and imagery you may really benefit from when you are about to follow through this week, Aries. So I hope that this is appealing and helpful to you. Now, these are both, I would say, heavy energy cards, both the round and round and the truth be told card. I'm going to get to this in just a moment. But as you can see, the truth be told is gorgeous. In terms of imagery here, some of the major themes are the hearts. So in conjunction with the soulmates card, there are two cards that are heavy with hearts in your spread this week, Aries. So I just don't think that you even have time to contemplate loneliness or rejection or anything like that. I think you're just going to be supported this week. And with regard to telling the truth about who you are or what you want or what you need, etc., I think it's, as long as it's projected with love, as long as you say it and ask for it and anticipate even the conversation with love, then I think this is what will be provided to you, because this is not only your weekly energy, but what you're also projecting. And two other main themes here in the Truth Be Told card. And of course, this speaks volumes. So please contemplate these terms this week. What do you need to be honest about? What is your truth? Are you coming from a higher level, or would you like to? You can definitely do this week and you will be supported. So two of the major themes here are not only enormous wisdom and psychic energy here, but of course the standing atop of a mask, which means that you have to take it off first. So if there's any mask wearing, or if this is something that you feel inside that is something you want to project into the world, you may be asking someone else to remove their mask or get to what lie under someone's mask, or the nitty gritty, or get to the soul, the spirit of the matter type thing. I think if this at all is playing out in your week, you not only will be projecting a sense of love and contentedness here, but I think it will be reflected back to you as well. So if there are difficult conversations to be had this week on any level for you, Aries, I think you might find that this is the week to do it, and just come from a loving a loving place. Now, with the round and round card, we have something that is building on itself, something that could be considered Fibonacci, ongoing, eternal even, something that starts or started off small, gets bigger and bigger and bigger, even of its own accord. You may not even have anything to do with it now, or very little, energetically speaking, to do with it now, but it's ongoing. It's got what we would consider a life of its own. It could be that what is going on is you've been racing towards something, putting it off, needing a reason or a moment or a time or even condition, the right condition, so to speak, to finish it. But part of that includes having a conversation. Now, is it with someone else? Not necessarily. This could be totally within. It could be something that you need to clear up with yourself. But if it is about someone else, you can do this week in a loving way. Just be aware that these cards are almost opposite to one another. If the point is to win a race and to be first and to be the aggressor, etc., I would put off having a truthful, honest, open, loving communication, dialogue, whatever that is that you need to do this week. These two need to be played apart this week. So just be cognizant of this, that yep, you're surrounded by a lot of contentedness and support and love and harmony, but that this is not necessarily a harmonious card because you're featured alone and it's your race. So just be aware of these two worlds, so to speak. The world of the psychic energy, the love, basically the seen and the unseen is another way to look at this. The material world, the spiritual world is another way. You could spend time integrating these two themes this week, but I do feel that it's going to create this type of atmosphere. And it might even be a place that you've tried to go with this already, if indeed this is something that you've already tried to visit before. Sorry, there's a lot of glare there. Just be aware, because these are all really sensitive cards, right? So the soulmates, obviously with all the hearts and the gentle touches. The truth be told is a very gentle card. This is a very, I would even call it sensitive card. And the round and round is sensitive because it may not be going round and round in a way or at a pace that you want it to. So just be aware of what you're in control of and what you aren't in control of here, or what you might be being dragged into or projecting. And just make sure that a mask is not being worn by someone that you want to be honest with, and vice versa. Make sure you're not wearing that mask with someone that you want to be honest with, because we will get it back, right? There's no point in wearing a mask if the whole point is to get to the heart of the matter, because it needs to be reciprocal. And in this instance, or in all of your relationships, however you want to look at that as well, it's always nice to act as the leader. Like perhaps you can say, I expect this from you because I do it for you, right? And in that regard, it can be reciprocated, and it doesn't have to be, you know, a conversation or an argument or anything like that. So definitely go the distance here. I would take a personal risk, like a calculated risk for yourself here. But when it comes to another party, or a second or a third party here, or where there is a conversation that needs to be had with another individual, I would tone this energy down if possible, Aries. As I said earlier, try to keep these two worlds separate for at least the week, the time being this week. And it actually seems largely that these are two different matters anyway, so I don't think this is going to feel like a struggle for you. I think that this is going to be a personal sort of win, accomplishment matter, and this is going to be a heart-to-heart, if you will, with another party. So one of your final cards here is the Guardian Angel. This is beautiful. I love when it shows up next to soulmates, for example, because it's just, again, it shows you how much support you have and how encouraged you are. And if you happen to be alone and there is no third party in your life or partner in your life, you are going to feel comforted and consoled by the fact that you have your own guardian angels, uh, whether that's ancestral or your own favorite saints, or spirit guides or archangels, what have you. But I think if you are feeling alone, lost, or left out of something this week, Aries, it could be a good time to also call upon an archangel, a guardian angel, to come to your aid or help you complete something. And of course, you can always look up what archangels or guardian angels or guides can help you do that, because there are certain saints, for example, that specifically help with very certain things. And my mom knows a lot about this actually, and I'm still learning. So you might find that if you're a traveler, for example, there are certain saints that you can ask for guidance about, who deal with travelers, which is kind of cool. Or if it's health, or if it's with relationships or whatever. Yeah, just look up where you can find additional assistance here this week in the spirit world. If that isn't your cup of tea, and I know it isn't everyone's, you can always look for someone that you trust, maybe an icon, or a leader that you trust, whether you know them or not. Certainly we have them in our own lives many times, but sometimes it's an author or a creator that we look up to, who can help us along. So don't be afraid this week to reach out for extra help or guidance. And then with your final card here, Aries, is the Moose. Its keyword is self-esteem. And interesting enough too, just because of these two things in particular, I'm going to look at them one at a time briefly here with Go the Distance. I think this could be what has been holding you up here, maybe a lack of or an inability to heighten or expand this sense of self-esteem. Perhaps we've sort of made ego self-esteem and self-esteem where ego should be, and I think that there are two different places for them. I don't think self-esteem has to include ego necessarily, and maybe this is the mix-up this week, especially if you've been holding yourself back, and you don't want to be seen as something, right? You don't want to come off as something, etc. All right, so if that's the case at all here, I would just say, just contemplating those two themes. For example, is this an esteem issue or an ego issue? Because if it's about ego and this is about you and your race, then just do it. Like, take ego out of it. Don't even worry about it. That's fine. If it's a self-esteem issue and this is what's been keeping you from it, this is something to definitely look into and to get to the root of any issues around self-esteem. And certainly here with telling the truth, I think you have to have an enormous sense of self and of course a healthy self-esteem to go ahead and be honest and feel supported when telling your truth and when expecting people to be honest with you. So just to sum up, go the distance, truth be told, round and round, soulmates, and then of course the guardian angel and self-esteem. So I really hope this helped you. I hope it was healing in some way for you, Aries. If you have a moment, let me know how this works out for you this week. I'm always curious to hear how this works out for you. And if you are not already, make sure you subscribe. I upload videos for your sign every week. So until then, I will see you next time.